Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Atari games. If you don't know what they are, you're in for a treat. There were just so many of these games back in the days. There were just too many to choose from, and half the time you didn't even know what you were getting. It can be a really confusing game that you had no idea how to play it or what was even going on. You would have these confusing symbols and everything that if you did figure out what to do, it was still pretty challenging to do. We won't be talking about all of the Atari games today, but the one we will be trying to focus on is Go Fish. Not like the card game that most of you would probably be thinking. Okay, so this game is like your basic time waster games we have nowadays. You're the smallest fish in the sea, and you go around eating ones the same size as you, or smaller than you, but you have to dodge the jellyfish and the bigger fish at the same time. Because, if you touch them, you will die. That's how most games go, and that's the whole entire game. The gameplay, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because the two-player option that you had was hard to figure out on the version we had. The original Atari, it was probably fine, but this one, I was very confused. And there's not much you can do, you just swim around, but that's the basic of the game. So yeah, it's Atari. All the graphics aren't very good, but I still give it a 4 out of 5 because they have all of these different sprites and everything for the fish. The water waves on the top, they move, and the little pieces of grass on the bottom, they move as well, and you can actually go behind them. So there is layers and everything, which the fish are fish. You can tell that they have tried to make sure they look like fish and not just some like random creatures and everything. They gave the eels even a cool electric feature to it. The sound and music, I gave it a 3 out of 5. The music does get really annoying and doesn't change very much, but they do have music plus sound effects going on at the same time. The challenge, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it's challenging at first to trying to get hang of it, and just playing it for so long makes you get tired of it, and sometimes you can get distracted and accidentally end up killing yourself. Overall rating of this game was 3.6 out of 5, which is not bad for an Atari game. I really enjoyed it, even though it took me 19 minutes just to get to the highest point I was, and I still didn't even reach the end. It doesn't have a cool ending like some other games that are super flashy and everything.